my budget director here, who maybe, did you hear the question? What is the impact of reducing the contributions to the PERS?
The impact on the employee, the impact on...
Well, on the solvency of the program and the employee.
What we plan on doing, although this is a suggestion, obviously, as part of the framework, our thinking was that it made sense to suspend or reduce these contributions for 2 years temporarily and repay those back to the fund over a longer term, perhaps 10 years. But this is an idea. Obviously, it's open to negotiation, further discussion with the ERS and with the legislature.
Would this just be exempt employees?
No, this would cover all state employees.
I'm sorry, he had his hand up and then I'll get to you.
Yeah, as an extension of what Shane was asking a few minutes ago, is it possible, are you still plan, or do you think that you would oppose the casino proposal on the ballot?
Yes.
But do you think that this proposal would undermine your credibility on that issue?
Well, my credibility will be determined by the people who look at what I'm suggesting and go make up their minds about my credibility. But I don't think so. I think the proposal, even for those who have good feelings about expanding gambling in Ohio, I think looking at the proposal that's being discussed through the ballot, see huge problems associated with it. So I think for several reasons, it is deserving of being voted down if it ends up on our statewide ballot. I'm sorry?
The $770 million in reductions in Medicaid, I'm assuming that's all state dollars?
We will lose some federal resources as a result of that.
And so what's the total loss to the Medicaid program?
We have those specific numbers.
So I believe that in Medicaid reductions, so these are spending reductions in the state share, we're looking at a total of $770 million. And in federal Medicaid reimbursement, a loss of $407 million. And we'll have these numbers available for you.
So the federal portion is $407 million.
Correct.
Governor, can you explain some of your thinking, thought processes as you were looking over the budget, looking over the cuts you would have had to make? And was there a point where you just said, I can't go any further, I have to find some way to raise revenue? Can you explain where that point was and how you got there?
Well, literally over the last, for a long time, but more intensely, or most intensely over the last 2 weeks, as a result of working, Saturdays and Sundays and late into the night. I was here well after midnight. Last night, I was here well after midnight. Night before that, and my staff is working, even longer hours than that. We have tried to scrub this budget. We've tried to look at alternatives and options. And if you're asking at what point did I reach this conclusion from among all the options that we were considering, gosh, I think it's probably, the days run together, but probably, certainly within the last week, probably closer to the last 2 to 3 days.
Was there a certain cut that you would have had to have made that you said, I just can't go that far?
Well, one of the cuts that that I shared with my staff and I shared with the legislative leaders as we looked at the 30% cut scenario was DRC. And I worked in the prison system. It is currently 132% or so over capacity, and what we were looking at, even with the 10% cut in DRC, could have resulted in the closure of 3 institutions and prison population increasing up to 142%. And that was just, intolerable, as far as I was concerned. But it was choices like that led to this decision.
Governor, you said in your statement that the goal here was to maintain the social safety net for Ohio's most vulnerable citizens. But what do you say to those who say these cuts are going to shred this net or leave so many gaping holes that it's not going to be what it should be?
Yeah, I think what we're suggesting is not shredding the safety net. I think it is obviously making it more targeted and focused. I don't want to pretend, I think I said in my statement, I don't want to sugarcoat what we're suggesting here. There will be painful decisions made. Some services that people have received in the past will no longer be available to them. I hope that something happens throughout our communities and throughout our state as a result of what's happening here with this budget. And I hope that those who are charged with providing services at the local level will do what I believe they will do, and that's rise to the occasion, that there will be greater efforts to form collaborative relationships and take on shared responsibilities, and that that there will be an effort, and I hesitate to put it this way, but I think there will be an effort, and I hope there will be an effort to do more with less, because in some cases there obviously will be fewer resources, and the needs will remain, and so that will result, I hope, in all of us at every level of government, here at the state level, all the way down to the local level, will become more willing to cooperate and to collaborate and to relinquish concerns about turf issues, and will just work together to try to meet the need as we work through and move through this recession.
Do you have an estimate of how many state jobs may be eliminated or positions not filled?
I can say that there will be job loss, there will be significant job loss, but part of that will depend upon decisions that are made by the various agencies as they make decisions regarding how best to deal with the challenges that we are presenting today.